Just a house of a few flats, and they don't know their neighbors. Many years, so operation mind your business, but I don't think in Africa is acceptable. We don't, but that's also where we are trying to go to, and it's not the best. We need to empathize. When we empathize, really, the environment will be better for us to dwell in. We take a break, now we'll come back. We'll take questions and answers from the audience. Vivid View.
Sit and do it.
Vivid View.
My name is Faith Chukwuike. How can one harm oneself by being empathic?
My name is Eroluwa Oyinlola, and my question is, what's the difference between acting out of human empathy and acting out of conscience?
My name is Adebi Tomiwa, and my question is, how can we develop the habits of empathy without being lost in the process? Thank you.
My name is Emanuela. My question is, what is the connection between corruption and empathy? Thank you.
My name is Sarah Abejoye. First of all, I want to appreciate this anchor for this program and this platform. My question is this: what are the other platforms whereby we can enlighten people more about being empathetic? Thank you.
Welcome back. The question has already been asked by the audience, so I direct the answers to the guest. Stephen, please.
The first question I'm going to attempt is asking for the difference between corruption and empathy. Now, let me quickly make this illustration before I answer that question. See, corruption is a cankerworm that is supposed to pull down a building, whereas empathy is like a pillar that is supposed to uphold. Now, when a person is corrupt, he likes to cheat on others without taking their feelings, their needs into consideration. But a person who empathizes will take what belongs to others and give it to them, believing that they are equal and that what belongs to people should be given to them. In fact, the way out of the current corruption in our country is that people begin to empathize. Once we can empathize with others, we won't have to cheat them.
Yes, so that is it.
In contribution, like I said, that lack of empathy is the root of all evils. And we all know corruption is an evil. And if you have empathy, you will not take what doesn't belong to you. You will not steal other people's money. You will not kill if you have empathy, if you can feel the pain of others. So there's a link between lack of corruption and lack of empathy. Because when you are corrupt, it means you lack empathy.
It's just the opposite of empathy. Corruption is the opposite of empathy. Yes. Second question.
The second question, how can you empathize with somebody that is financially, that is depressed, or
that lost something,
that lost something.
Yeah, belongings or others?
You can empathize with such individual. Remember that empathy means feeling with. Share the feelings of that individual. Putting yourself into that individual's position. And remember that I said, offering help is an act of empathy. Empathy doesn't just stop at feelings. It's a deeper feeling, and you must take action. So in that line, for a depressed person, you empathize, and you offer help in any way you can offer such help. Thank you.
So, can empathy bring solution to a financially depressed person? Empathy is one of the methods of assisting people who are depressed psychologically.
Exactly.
To bring them up so that they can know that life has not come to an end. Even if you have lost everything, once you still have life, an empathetic counselor or an empathetic individual can still pick you up where you are and build you up till you become what you can become. So empathy is very essential in dealing with life problems.
Another question.
Okay, I think
what are the ways of sharing empathy without getting hurt?
Without getting lost in the
Getting
process.
lost in the process.
Yeah.
One thing with empathy is, you know you are not the one in that position, but you are putting yourself in that position. So bearing that one in mind, there's no way you can get stuck. I've been practicing empathy all these years, and I've never get stuck somewhere because it's a deeper feeling. I want to help. I empathize with you. And I will try as much as possible to look for ways of helping you, of bringing you out of that challenge. So there's no way you can get stuck when you are empathizing. So don't be afraid of showing empathy to people.
Well, if I could also come in there, I'm not contradicting what you're saying, but there could be, from my own understanding, take for example, two people are swimming and one is getting drowned. And the other one knows that my neighbor is getting drowned. He or she empathizes. And her intention is to help to pull her out. And then the one that's getting drowned held him too. And two of them got drowned. That is the harmful part of it. That's my own understanding. So it could be, there could be ways of doing some, trying to empathize and it's turned out to become something wrong. But that would not deter us from giving helping hand. Sometimes too, in a road accident, some good men, citizens could stop and say, okay, let's report to the police station. When you get to the police, most times they'll say, are you sure you're not the one that hit the person down and all that? But who was trying actually to empathize? You understand what I'm saying? So there are, like I said earlier, there are advantages and disadvantages in everything we do. But we must not say because of this, we will not empathize.
So in my contribution to that, we can be lost in the process of empathizing with someone. That is why it is important for us to learn the rule of limitation. Now, when we are interfering in another person's affair, either emotionally, psychologically, physically, we must know that this individual is a person, I am a person. I have my limitation to which I should go. Once you know that ethics of empathizing, then you will not be able to cross the borderline. That is always a borderline for every assistance you are offering. But the moment you cross that borderline, you are going to make that emphatic understanding or assistance to become self-destructive to you, which should not be. I think that is what will lead me to the other question that was asked. That is there, how can someone empathize and still have be harmful to self? Yes, I discussed 4 levels of empathy. I said the first one is no apparent empathy. I said the second one is empathy that is destructive or harmful to self. Now, any empathy you give, leads to your drainage, your emotional drainage, to the extent that you are down. Any empathy you give that leads to fatigue on your own part. Any empathy that you give that leads to burnout on your own part. Any empathy that you give that you even make your life at stake or at risk is becoming destructive or harmful to you. And that's why you learn the rule of empathic assistance. Then we can also empathize and still be destructive to other people. When you empathize with people, then you become a monitor of their life. Somebody, you empathize with him because he has a problem, and at a point, you're supposed to leave him to take some decisions on his own. Then you now begin to rule or run his life, his private life for him, because you are empathizing. In the name of empathizing, it means you have gone beyond the rule, and you have negated the rule or the law of what? Empathizing. So once you empathize with a person and the individual is getting up, then you leave him or her to continue his life so that you won't be running his affairs or his life for him or her.
Vivid View.
Okay, what is the next question?
Then the next question is...
What are the platforms to promote empathy? We can promote empathy in every platform that we can find ourselves. I want to start from schools. I'm even thinking of we should add empathy to school curriculum. So that we begin to teach our children how to empathize with people.
That's a good one.
Because many people are not aware of empathy. They don't know you can share the feelings of others. You can understand the emotions of others. So when we begin to know from schools, we begin to teach our children how to empathize. Schools, various platforms, seminars, conferences, empathy at the leadership level, at the at all levels. Our leaders, they need empathy more than ever before.
Yes.
They need to
because if they empathize really, they will not be looting the nation money
at all
to themselves alone.
Exactly.
As if Nigeria is meant for one person.
Exactly.
So they need it. This empathy is, in fact, all spheres of life.
Yes.
You need empathy.
Yes. Let me also appreciate the organizers of Vivid View, because this is one platform that is giving us an opportunity to come and talk to the populace on this concept.
Thank you.
Now, if other social medias or other media could just follow suit, religious bodies, NGOs, all people who are
government agencies,
all those agencies, if they can just begin the crusade of empathic understanding, there will be gradual declining in the rate at which people die or kill because of differences, religious differences, economic differences, status differences, or age differences. There will be drastic reduction in that if we can all rise. And beginning from here, if all of us can begin to inculcate that skill, deliberately inculcate that skill, then if I can touch a person I see today, if I can affect one person today, empathy has started and it will go around. Before you know, it will spread.
I need to add this information. How to develop empathy. How do we build empathy? How do we cultivate empathy? Number one, listen to people. Listen with your eyes, with your ears, and with your heart. Pay attention to people's body language. Respect people with all judgment. Treat people as important as you are.
No, of course, of course.
Like I want to quote Ben Carson. He said, be nice to people, all people, even when you don't have to be. So when you respect people, when you treat people as important, you are showing empathy.
Then you also be have we taken all the questions asked? So now we can close this segment.
You can also develop empathy by modeling it in the young ones. We have to model it. We have to accept approximation. When children try and you see them demonstrating an habit of empathy, you give them kudos. You say, well done, you've tried, but keep it up. You model it, then you show it to them. You also accept approximation, meaning that if he has not gotten it right, at least you use verbal words to appraise the child so that he will keep practicing it until it becomes part of him. Don't forget that empathy is learned until we die. Even as adults, we are still learning to be what? To show empathy. It's a learning process. It's a learning process, and we must not stop it. We must not stop it. So it's very important.
Have we taken the last question? I think we have touched on.
I think before we go, we also need to know that there are three types of empathy. I think it's very important. We have what we call cognitive empathy. That is your ability to think, to understand the perspective, the thinking of others without making judgment. without any judgment, whether there are differences in opinion, your ability to understand the way he views issue. That is cognitive empathy. Then there is emotional empathy, which we call affective empathy. That is your ability to now understand or feel an individual's emotion. The other one is perspective. This one is emotion. While the other one is somatic. Empathy, which deals with the reaction that follows, physical reaction that follows in your neural system. Maybe when you saw somebody in a situation that requires emphatic reaction, you begin to sweat profusely. In your nervous system, is sparkled up.
Yeah.
Then that is what we call a somatic empathy in that aspect. So those three are very important. We need to get them and put them into action when we need to.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break now and come back. The guests will give us their final words. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Vivid View.
Welcome back. Please, may we have your final words, Stephen?
Let me cap it all by telling all our viewers at home, especially parents, that the younger ones at your custody needs parental model. Model them. Show them how to grow with empathy. They are already empathetic by nature as children, but nurture it, appreciate it in them, create an environment that will make them demonstrate the empathy as they go and accept approximation. To the younger ones outside there, I want to say that this is time for us to begin to understand the perspective of other people, irrespective of the differences, religious background, educational background, economic or ethnic background. Let us give room to understand another person and to feel with the other person without making judgments. And to everyone, if we can turn to empathy, then this community, this society will be a peaceful place for all of us to live.
Yes, Oluseyi, your final words.
Thank you very much, Ma. To the audience and to the viewers at home, I want us to know that empathy is the most important skill we can practice today. Empathy helps us professionally and personally. Empathy helps us to build relationship, trust each other, help each other, and together we will create a better world. Thank you.
And by way of conclusion, I say if we must enjoy our world as humans, we must have and should reconsider this golden word that is self-explanatory. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And by so doing, this life, this world, will be very, very enjoyable for everyone. Therefore, I invite Pastor Dolly to give her presentations to our guests. Well, I say thank you very much, I guess, once again, for having time to be with us in the studio. The viewers at home, the audience here, the crew, the production crew, and everyone that has made this program a success, especially to our sponsors, TDS Services Limited, Orange Insurance Brokers Limited, and Orange Publishing Company. I also want to ask you again, to viewers, to follow us on social media as displays on the screen. When I invite artist TM Bacall, Mr. Next Level, to sign out this program. So keep watching Vivid View, same time, same station. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Vivid View. VIVID VIEW.
Oh, mama, don't stop. Stand and dance to the soul.
This is my appreciation.
You must encourage.
Because now you be Baba. Mo ti ṣoríire o. Ẹ bá mi jó, ẹ bá mi yọ̀. My life done better. Mo ti dára fún mi o. Mo ti ṣoríire o. Ẹ bá mi jó, ẹ bá mi yọ̀. My life done better.
Long time ago, I was walking in the jungle. Long time ago, I was drowning my struggle. Use me, here I am. Oluwa fi mi ṣe sample. I'm I'm too strong for you to handle. My own done better. No more carry no water. When I look around me, I see girls go. My open destiny is a new soul.
My life done better. Ó ti dára fún mi o. Ó ti ṣoríire o. Ẹ bá mi jó, ẹ bá mi yọ̀. My life done better. I will spread to the north. I will spread to the south. I will spread to the east. I will spread to the west. IT and Buffalo, Mr. Next Level. I will spread all over the world. I will spread to the north. I will spread to the south. I will spread to the east. I will spread to the west. IT and Buffalo. I will spread all over the world, and I will sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hey, what did I do? What did I do? Ẹ bá mi jó, ẹ bá mi yọ̀.